Hello, welcome to my Plant Med page. I am doing this video inside my cabin that has not been finished yet. Children are asleep and it's nice and quiet in here. I wanted to know if you knew my story, how I got started with Plant Med, how I got started with essential oils, and how I got started with doTERRA. A friend of mine called me out of the blue and started talking about oils, and all I heard was blah blah blah. Oils. She said it's right up your alley because you like healthy living, you like exercise, you like eating good healthy foods, and I was like, okay. I didn't know anything about oils, but I was willing to try. Sure, can I mail you some samples? I was like, sure. So she sends me these little itty bitty tiny teensy tiny. That's not enough to fill a hollow tooth. That's not really a sample size, I was thinking. So I was like, well, what do you do with these? So she says, well, hand them out to some of your people. I'm going to come out and do a class with you, and you're going to learn about essential oils. And I was like, oh, yay, she's coming to visit. I didn't care about oils. So she sends these to me, and I get them, and I'm like, ooh, that smells really good. I was like, well, that's nice. Something that smells good. Okay, nice. My friend's coming to visit me. So she comes, and I had this wrist pain. And I was having a hard time bending my wrist. I didn't know if I was getting carpal tunnel. I didn't know what was happening. So I picked her up at the airport, and I'm trying to drive, and I can only use one hand because this one hurt too much. And she was like, oh, you hurt your hand? I'm like, yeah, I can't bend my wrist. It hurts and pain. So we get home, and my little one runs up to me, Mama, and she wants me to hold her, and I couldn't pick her up because my wrist hurt so much. And she said, your wrist really hurts a lot. I'm like, yeah, it hurts a lot. I said, I don't know. It takes a few days and it usually goes away. She said, well, can I try and put some oils on you? And I was like, okay, sure. They smell good. So she put some oils on me. She got the lavender out and she puts it on my arm. And then she puts some deep blue and she puts this stuff and she's rubbing it up here all over my arm. And I'm like, the pain's not here. It's over here. But she put it up here anyway. And so I let her because it felt good and it smelled good. So I was like, okay, nice. So she put it all over. And then 10 minutes later, I was like, my wrist's actually starting to feel better. I was like, that was freaky. That was really weird. So that night, I had a class, and I invited all the people that I gave these little tiny samples to, and they all came to my class. I had about 10 or 11 people there, and it was nice, and she gets up and starts talking about essential oils, where they come from, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's nice. And I'm watching her do this class, and there was somebody in there that had some arthritis pain in their knee, and so she said, well, let's put some oils on your knee. And I was like, okay, let's see the oils on her knee. So she put them on her knee. She didn't know anything about oils. Nobody knew anything about oils in the class. So she puts them on her knee. She keeps teaching the class. And then all of a sudden, the lady starts wiggling her leg and saying, my knee feels better. She like interrupted the class, say her knee felt better. So she says, my knee feels so much better. And she's standing on it, walking on it, and I was like, okay, so not only was it freaky for me, it was freaky for her, and this is getting really weird now, and there's got to be something to this, because if it worked for me, and it worked for her, I don't think it was all in my head, and it wasn't because I was very skeptical. How can something that smells good actually work on whatever issue I was having, and with the issue that she was having with the pain? So I was like, And I'm watching her teach this class, and I'm sitting back going, I could totally do that. I could do that. I can teach that class. She made it look easy. That's probably why. And we're following this paper. I'm like, I could do that. And if this is really something that's helping people, it helps me. It helps this lady in the class. So I started thinking, maybe I could do this as a business. Because I wanted to find some way that I can be home with my children more and at the hospital less. You know, I'm an ER nurse, and I've been doing it for 21 years. And I took a little break because of my last baby, but now I'm back at it because I like it and I miss it, but I'm only doing it part-time. That's beside the point. So I went and I started talking with her after the class and after the next day. And the day after that, and I was like, you know what? I think I can do this, and I really want to do this. And she goes, well, let's do it. So that's how I got started. And when I started sharing the oils with people and I started putting them on them and I started seeing people get relief with something that was not harmful to their bodies and not something that masked what was really going on, but something that actually was very soothing and very calming to the cells and actually helping to alleviate the discomfort that they were in at the moment, then I decided, you know, this is really something that I want to do, and I really want to bless people's lives. So at first I was thinking, you know, I don't want to sell anything. I don't want to sell stuff because I'm not a salesperson. I'm a nurse, and I'm used to people coming to me and asking for help and relief for things, and I'm not used to going to people to get them to try my stuff. So I was like, how am I going to do this? So I went and did my first class, and my friend was with me, and I said, I want to teach this class, and I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about it, and she said, well, go right ahead. So I was like, okay, just don't leave me. So she stayed with me, and I taught my first class, and I fumbled through it. I didn't get all the answers right, and I made mistakes, but after that class was done, and I walked out of that place, and I was putting oils on people, and they were getting relief, and they were excited about it, that I decided I love this, and I got very addicted to doing it and seeing how it is actually helping people and blessing them, and it is just plant material. I mean, our God is so good in designing things that can be helpful for us. Now, I am a registered nurse. I do work in the hospital system, and I work emergency medicine, and there is a time and place for the medicines and for the emergencies in our lives, and we seek relief in how we need to. But we don't always have to use that as our first go-to. Now, if I'm in a car wreck and my bone is sticking out of my skin, then yes, take me to the ER. That is totally my first place to go to. Take me there and give me drugs. But if I'm having some headache, or I'm having a cold, or I'm having some discomfort, or I scratch a knee, that I would like to try things natural and do things that I can do out of my own cabinet with things that don't have any side effects. And I have found it. And I have traveled to many different places, and it has been a love affair ever since. So I am not a salesperson. I am definitely an educator. And that's what Plant Med is about. It is about educating each of us. I'm still learning, even after 5 years, over 5 years, I'm still learning. And the things that I learn, I want to share here on Plant Med. And this is why I've opened up this page. And so if you have a question, you know, what is this oil good for, that we can talk about it and we can share ideas. Or if I've already done a few little videos on how I help, you know, with some pain that I had in my back, that I took some, you know, the frankincense and the marjoram, because those are really good anti-inflammatories that you can use to help soothe the muscles from the inside, and I get some relief that way. So there's going to be little tips and ideas that I share on this page, and I welcome you to join in asking some things that you want to talk about. What can you do for stress relief? What can you do for just certain minor things? Now, I am going to say a disclaimer here that we do not treat illness, and we do not prevent disease, and we do not cure anything. That what these oils are for is to help to support the cells in your body to do what they're naturally designed to be doing. It's the difference between getting a hamburger and eating a salad. Which one is actually going to feed your cells for health, and which one is actually just kind of fun to eat and make you, you know, and just kind of really not be helping your cells. It's not really good for your body, but there are some things like a big, beautiful fruit bowl or a nice, beautiful salad. And those are things that are actually causing nutrition and health to happen in your body. And that's exactly what essential oils do. They cause health and nutrition inside your body. So I'm looking forward to sharing more with you. And if you have any questions, just post them on here. Love you guys. Have a good evening. Bye.